Guys, thanks for tuning in. First and foremost, thank you so much for the kind comments on my Linx Vision gaming tablet video. I'm glad it's been of use to so many of you. I know I've got quite a few friends who are now really considering buying it. You know, I can fault it. You know where I faulted it, the headphone slot, etc., etc. But for my use, you know, being able to play the Xbox when I'm out and about, when I'm at different locations, has been extremely handy. But I have been getting a lot of questions via DMs on Twitter, via email, of what about SteamLink? Come on, Jungle, you're only using half of the tablet. What about the SteamLink function? So, okay, yes, I finally got off my ass and I've actually tried out SteamLink. So some key things to keep in mind with SteamLink is, much like the Xbox streaming, it's using the source or the host's power. When you're doing the Xbox stream, the Xbox is doing all the work and it's just streaming the video to your tablet, but you have the ability to control it via your tablet. SteamLink is exactly the same. Your PC is the one doing all the work, and then it's streaming the video of it to your tablet, but then you can control it via your tablet. So there's going to be two key things you have to keep in mind. One, you're going to have decent broadband. You need to have a decent router, decent amount of bandwidth available in your home. If you've got shoddy Wi-Fi, guess what? It's going to work pretty badly. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Number two is the PC. You need to make sure you've got enough power to actually, well, play the game you want. If the game runs like crap on your PC, guess what? It's going to look like absolute crap on the tablet. So just keep that in mind. Right, tell you what, let me pop this like that, and I'll take you a little bit through what we're doing, right? So we start off at the PC. So there we are. There it is in all the glory in my little man cave. And we're going to open up Steam first on the computer. Now, this is the key thing. When you open Steam on your PC, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run it as administrator. If you don't run it as administrator, the mouse and keyboard on the tablet aren't going to work. So just keep that in mind. I was having some issues initially. It wouldn't work for me. I was like, what the heck's going on? And I had to get on the internet, you know, look at Reddit and whatnot, and sure enough, it was because I wasn't running it as administrator. So okay, you've logged into Steam, you've got Steam all set up. And basically, you just have to make sure in the settings, in your preferences, that you have Enable Home Streaming active, right? So I go there, yep, I'm going to click on that, yep, go to my settings, yep. In home streaming, right? So enable streaming, I've got that ticked. Now, as you can see, you've also got client options you can choose. I just went with balanced. I haven't really tweaked around with that much. Balance seems to be working fine for me. And device name, that's where the tablet's going to pop up. The tablet is not connected at the moment. That is why it isn't showing up there. So now that I've got Steam open, I'm going to go ahead and choose a game. So what I went with, Riders of Icarus. If you haven't tried Riders of Icarus out, give it a shot. If you're into MMOs, it's free to play. It's really cool. Yeah, just try it. You've got nothing to lose. So what you do is, you go ahead and start the game on the PC. So there you go. I've clicked it. It's opening up. It's booting up. And I am going to now, maybe any minute now, leave the PC because I need to go look at the tablet. Sorry, I'm having to voice this over because I capture it with my phone and yeah, the audio was just crap. Yeah, just a quick shot of the PC. Remember, the PC is running the game. And in my case, I've got an i7, I've got an NVIDIA GTX 1060, so the game runs like absolute butter on the PC. So I'll go through to the tablet. Make sure I'm, you know, just showing the router there. I was commenting on how important it is to have decent broadband. Here's a quick shameless plug of my Twitch channel. I was just kind of reviewing last night's recording, just making sure the quality was all right and whatnot. Right, so we go through to the tablet. So I've got the tablet turned on, and we're ready to go. Now, remember, in my Linx video, I mentioned the importance of having a keyboard and mouse. I went Bluetooth just because it was easier. The Bluetooth keyboard is built into the case. It's really, really handy. You know, same with the mouse. It's a decent little Microsoft Bluetooth mouse. Works quite well. If you wanted to, you could get, you know, you could use full-size versions and hook them up there just at the bottom. You get an OTG cable, and that'll hook up into the mini USB and give you a full-size USB. And then you could put in a hub. You could, you know, have as many devices as you want. The only problem is, if you have that cable plugged in, it's going to be all cockeyed. So that's why I use the nice little removable Bluetooth keyboard and Bluetooth mouse. Just makes things easier. So we've got the keyboard and mouse hooked up. First thing we want to do is go down and turn tablet mode off. Because if you turn tablet mode off, now, whoa, this is basically a Windows 10 PC. You know, you could even have it hooked up to an external display if you wanted. But, you know, for portability, obviously, we're just going to use this. So you've got the keyboard and mouse. And I don't know if on the client, if you have to run it as administrator or not. But I did it that way just to be safe. I'm running as administrator on both the host and the client, just to be safe. Remember, again, you need a keyboard and mouse, even just to log into Steam when you first install it. Just go to Microsoft Edge, search for Steam, download it, install it, put in your credentials, double check your settings, and it should work out the box without any major issues. Just takes a little minute, you know. Obviously we're talking about an Intel Atom or whatever mobile processor. It is fast, but it still does just take a little while for it to boot up. So here we go. Now it's loading up. Another pro tip here is if you go to your power settings, it'll be balanced stock. Make a custom plan. I made one gaming, and the gaming setting is for max performance. No power saving features. Yeah, it's gonna go to the battery really, really quick, but it's gonna give you better performance. It's great if you have the ability to plug into the wall and charge, or if you've got, you know, a power bank, then, you know, you're laughing. Right, so now if we go to the settings in Stream and Steam, even go to in-home streaming, now my PC is showing up, the gaming rig. It is connected. So, right, everything's working. It didn't take any kind of crazy setup or whatever. As long as you've logged in and you've connected it, you've enabled home streaming on both devices, you should be good to go. So now I go to my Steam library, and as you can see, Riders of Icarus, it shows as running. Okay, cool. And there's an option to stream. So I just click on that. Takes a second. Boom. Here we go. Riders of Icarus is now here in the tablet. And I'm controlling it with the mouse from the tablet. Even so, it's not physically running on the tablet, it's on the PC. But anyway, remember, the Linx Vision gaming tablet, it's not a full HD screen. What is this, like 1280 by 800? But, you know, it looks pretty good. It doesn't require to do any kind of 3D processing. All the tablet is doing is streaming the video. The actual, you know, your PC is broadcasting this video, and the tablet just gives you the ability to watch it, but also control it. So it's really quite good. I think the graphics look quite decent on the tablet, even so it isn't a full HD screen. Obviously, I'm just filming it with my iPhone, so it probably doesn't actually do it justice. But, you know, it looks alright. It's decent. Loading time. It is an MMO, so, you know, it's taking a minute to actually connect to the servers and retrieve all information. But there we go. There's Riders of Icarus in all of its glory. You can't hear it, obviously, because I've got this video muted. But the game audio is coming through the tablet. What's quite interesting is if you've got music running on your home PC and you enable the streaming from Steam, the actual music and anything you have running in the background will be coming through on your tablet as well. I discovered that totally by accident. I was had my Monster Cat stuff, just kind of pounding on the PC as I was mucking about with things, and when I fired up the SteamLink on the tablet, next thing I had Monster Cat blaring out, and I was quite surprised. But look, as you can see, the video quality is great. The PC's doing all the work, and this is just literally, streaming the video of it. I think the quality is really quite good. Again, it's going to be dependent on your bandwidth, as long as most modern home built-in routers and stuff work absolutely fine. But also dependent on your PC's power. The keyboard and mouse, they're the key things. You need those devices in order to play. Now, you can use controller with controller-compatible games. Like, you could use the built-in dock. The only problem is you'd have to have the dock disconnected to then have your keyboard and mouse to log into Steam, blah, 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 and then you'd have to disconnect them, put the dock back in. So I don't know if that's even doable, or if you're just better off getting a Bluetooth controller, because there's an app on Steam that someone in the comments from my last video had mentioned. It's a really good app that'll allow you to actually control things via a controller. So that might be something to look into. No doubt, the battery life of the tablet is going to be a bit reduced when you're doing this. You're not gonna. I would imagine you'll probably get a couple of hours out of it, but I don't think you're gonna be able to do it all day long. But it's just quite handy, There you are, you're in bed, and your other half wants to read, and you're like, oh man, I really want to play some CS:GO. Oh, but I can't leave bed. I can't go downstairs. Screw it. Right, I'll just fire up the tablet and be chilling in bed playing CS:GO. But yeah, I was just going back to the PC here when I originally recorded the video, just to show that there was no sound. Basically, all the sound comes to the tablet now. It kind of mutes your home PC, so anything that was running there is no longer coming out the audio on the PC, which is quite handy. That way you're not getting, because that'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it, if your PC's blaring out the game sound and you're through in the kitchen, playing the game. You'd be getting this weird kind of stereo effect from the other room. Obviously not what you want. Not what you want at all. But yeah, that is the SteamLink streaming in a nutshell. One little tip, which if you just give me a sec here, one little thing that I found you can do if you're worried about performance, right? If you're worried about, I'm really not sure how this is going to work. Let me just open up Steam. Just bear with me here 2 minutes. I should have had Steam open already. That would have been the handy thing to do. If I go to my settings, right, go to in-home streaming. Let me see if I can get this to come up, right? So, if we go to the settings, right, and go to in-home streaming, and if you go to advanced host options, there's some little tricks you can do. And that's these things. I'm sorry, this is, can I magnify this, I wonder? In fact, let me do this. Is there a way? No, it's fine. The first setting is basically adjust resolution to improve performance. So I've got that ticked. The next one is enable hardware encoding. Remember that Steam is actually encoding your gameplay. Just like if you were streaming, like when you're making videos, it takes hardware encoding, right? So what you could do is, I've got this deselected, the enable hardware encoding on the NVIDIA GPU, because I don't want to use that. My GPU is processing that game. That game uses up a lot of resources, so I've got that unticked. But what I do have ticked is enable hardware encoding on the integrated GPU on the Intel. because I'm using an i7, right? And I'm using a discrete video card. Basically, the integrated GPU on the i7 is just sitting there doing nothing. So why not use it to decode the game and stream it to the tablet, right? So it's like for free. It's not going to use any more resources. Why not? So that is exceptionally handy if you have an i7, to do that. And then also here you can prioritize network traffic as long as your router supports that. Oops, full screen that. So yeah, that's it. SteamLink in a nutshell, or the Steam in-home streaming. I think it's quite cool. I'm not sure how much I'm really going to use it, but if you're more of a PC gamer than an Xbox gamer, and you were kind of on the fence about whether or not the Linx Vision is for you, definitely give it a shot. No doubt there's other tablets that are probably capable of doing it. Just remember, you're going to have to look at certain stats. Why the Linx Vision can handle it is because it's got a really good processor in it, B, it's got a really good video chip for a tablet in it, and C, it's also got a lot of RAM. It's got 2 gigs. If you can find one with more, which, okay, look, there are some really, really high-end ones out there that probably do have more RAM, then, go with that. It's just, I think the Linx Vision is quite affordable for what you get, and it works. So whether you're an Xbox gamer or a PC gamer, look, you've got options. And don't forget, as well, you can play games on the tablet. I might give that a shot, actually. Because Steam is now installed, I don't think it's going to run something like Riders of Icarus. But it might run Dead Space alright. So, we'll see. We'll find out. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any more questions, hey, leave them in the comments. I'll try to get back to you the best I can. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you know what to do. And feel free to share it, tell your buddies. And I will catch you later.